With so many things competing for students' attention, mindful learning can help them focus, be creative, and be curious in the real or virtual classroom. Students may approach the classroom with stressors and obstacles that affect their ability to learn. Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today, we are going to talk about mindful learning. Engage, educate, empower. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. Mindfulness can help students focus and stay present in order to connect with academic topics. When they consider their relationship to what they're learning, they become active participants in the process by interacting with the material. Thinking and learning. In groups, ask your pupils to reflect on their academic past and determine how they think and learn. When they're finished, have each group record their responses on chart paper. In my experience, the outcomes of these discussions will most certainly include the identification of concrete abilities, such as taking notes, planning, creating flashcards, thinking carefully, and asking questions. Neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the why of thinking and learning, whereas the mindful learning framework is the how. Neuroplasticity refers to the ability of neuronal networks in the brain to change, expand, and reorganize. When you practice a new thinking and learning skill, your brain rewires itself to perform differently. Teaching your students about neuroplasticity increases the likelihood that they will use the mindful learning framework to improve their previous academic patterns. It demonstrates how they might rethink and reinvent their habits. Neuroplasticity is their superpower. Mindfulness. Begin class with a talk about mindfulness. Review the real definition, the awareness that arises from paying attention in the present moment and without judgment to the unfolding experience minute by moment. The strength of mindfulness is that with repeated practice, it rewires neural connections inside the brain, improving pupils' capacity to pay attention, concentrate, and regulate and control emotions. You can teach mindfulness with a 60-second breathing video. There are numerous YouTube videos that guide novices through breathing exercises. Complete the exercises together at the start of class. Mindfulness is the first principle taught since it improves the effectiveness of the subsequent principles. Today's college students have grown up with smartphones that provide rapid access to the globe. They employed social media channels, which allow information to be transmitted quickly. Immediate social and emotional fulfillment, or displeasure, is practically in the palm of their hand, and attention spans have been shortened to the speed of a swipe. I've seen how tough it is for my pupils to stay in the present, prioritize work, and endure through problems. The Gen Z brain has been rewired to have a lower level of focus and concentration. Mindfulness can facilitate the redirection and restructuring of neural networks in the brain. Positive thinking. It's crucial to remember that this principle isn't just about rainbows and happy faces. Positive thinking stimulates neurotransmitters in the brain, resulting in positive emotions. One method for pupils to start thinking positively is to look for positive significance in everyday happenings. Positive thinking teaches students that they can choose to regulate their thoughts in order to create changes, which allows them to employ positive psychology methods to develop and strengthen behavioral patterns. Mindset. Students who have a growth mentality based on intellect are more likely to overcome hurdles. This endeavor is viewed as a means of improving or mastering content, with feedback serving as a tool for learning. A stuck attitude accomplishes just the opposite. It's vital to remember that perspectives differ, and humans aren't always one or the other. Mindsets are important because they allow students to analyze how they approach their thinking, which broadens their ability to learn. Metacognition. Teach your kids to use metacognition to think more deeply and broadly. Educators frequently describe metacognition as thinking about your thinking. Begin the class with a discussion of this statement. What does this mean? What does it look like? Make lists on chart paper. Use a real assignment from your class to demonstrate metacognition. Instruct your kids to listen to the conversations they hold with themselves. This exercise demonstrates how students think about their thoughts in relation to the assignment. Introduce Bloom's taxonomy as a tool for thinking deeper. Give your students a genuine assignment. When thinking about the assignment, have them write questions that represent different levels of Bloom's taxonomy, and then use those questions to polish their own responses. End the class by having students compare their metacognitive questions in groups. Critical thinking. This principle is purposely related to metacognition. Metacognition enables students to assess their internal thinking about their learning, whereas critical thinking changes their reasoning to criticize assertions from the outside world in order to create judgments and conclusions. Every day, students are confronted with a variety of viewpoints that directly or indirectly vow allegiance to the truth or fake news. Teach your students how to apply critical thinking skills in the context of your classroom. Use relevant assignments to encourage your pupils to consider multiple points of view and draw conclusions. Creative thinking. Tina Seelig, a Stanford professor, developed the innovation engine to teach creativity. There are several videos to support this lecture. The innovation engine explains how to foster creativity by employing a scaffolded collection of concepts to move and transform an idea's perspective in order to produce something unique. Use the innovation engine to teach a concept in your classroom. Meditation. The meditation principle educates students on the relationship between meditation and neuroplasticity. To excite your pupils about the benefits of meditation, invite a guest presenter who specializes in the subject. According to recent research, daily meditation practice can boost neuroplasticity in the brain. Active speaking and listening. Improve your listening abilities by paying complete attention to the communication you are receiving, listening to someone else, reading words on a page, or absorbing knowledge through the senses. Be intentional about what you send out. Words, initiatives, actions, movement. Pause before responding to allow for a considered response. Connection. Listen with non-judgmental attention to foster connection, safety, and trust in discussions. Cooperative group activities can strengthen relationships and provide social support. Responsive versus reactive. When a scenario arises, take a deep breath and choose a reaction instead of unconsciously acting out. Before entering triggering circumstances, consider what you might say or do in advance. Managing emotions. Consider the feelings that may develop during the learning process, such as irritation with a difficult topic, excitement with learning something new, nervousness before an exam, grade ambiguity, concern about fitting in, or joy in collaboration with friends. Label and accept emotions rather than pushing them away. Study how they feel in your body and avoid identifying with them as part of your personality. Hold what comes up with gentleness, kindness, and compassion. When obstacles emerge, choose to respond with kindness. Try to approach your own issues, as well as those of others, with compassion and no judgment, remembering that we all make errors and are all learners in this life. Single tasking. Multitasking divides concentration across several tasks. In the classroom, students may be half listening to a lecture while browsing the internet, chatting with a friend, or preparing for a future lesson. This might cause attention to become disjointed and divided. Single tasking means focusing all of our attention on one activity at a time. This allows for more focused attention to the subject, as well as more intelligent thoughts and engagement. That's the end of the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.